Kind of a longer video than normal here. Hope y'all can hang in with me. Well, welcome back. We were a little bit discouraged when we last left off. We had gotten into the Honda pretty deeply. We had let me grab a light for us here. Pulled the intake off and fuel rail and the throttle body and fuel injectors and a bunch of other crap, and we were hoping to get to the EGR plate, which at the end of the last video we did it, and we were confused because it looked clean-ish, meaning it didn't look plugged on the plate side. But I've got a sneaking suspicion based on this morning's findings that I am on the right path, and I'll tell you why. So when we pulled it out, the EGR plate looked a lot like that. Fairly clean. These ports and passageways are nice and clean, and I've since cleaned it up a little bit more and degreased it and stuff. You know, if you remember from the last video, we had the metal gasket that remained on the block, and I've just pulled that off. And this is what we've got. So as those passageways made up, you've got these little ports to the side, just to the left, more or less. Every single one of these is drinking oil. So yeah, let's take a look at the block and see what that looks like. So it looks to me like these ports here on, see if I can get my finger in frame. Like these are gunked up on the block. Not so much that it's going to cause an issue, but we do have some problems. So I think where that leaves us is here's the thing. Even though I found the blockage on the gasket side, I want to say that I just discovered that this gasket it only goes in one way, but it's just weird the way the blockage was happening. I'm not sure I totally understand this. So this is block side. There's a gasket that effectively blocks off these passageways. I'm not sure, again, exhaust gas recirc is what the point of it is. I'm just cleaning it up because I don't see a smoking gun. I do have some really gross looking intake debris and stuff here. Like you can see, it's just super bad in there. I'm not really sure what to do with that intake other than clean up the plate, maybe get the throttle body cleaned up. I could order a new one. They're like, I think 80 bucks or something, but I don't think this is the problem. This box here isn't the problem. If it's anything, it could be the injectors we've got here. I did find a box of injectors. I tried to show you guys these on the last video. They are in really bad shape. I've got some new ones there that we'll put on as part of this. I'm just trying to look for, like I said, smoking guns. So, alright guys, just spent about an hour or so just kind of getting this cleaned up. Got the gasket cleaned up and trying to understand this a little bit better. I think I've got it, and I do feel pretty good here about this. Holes only line up one way, as far as I know. Yeah, you can't get this right, or wrong rather, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not really showing you what I'm talking about there. Yeah, you can't get this gasket wrong. So I was kind of thinking that maybe they did, but you can see if you try to line up these holes, it just doesn't work. So one way only. There you go. That's desired effect. Everything's all cleaned up. I think I'm going to take a break and then we'll get back into it here shortly. I think we'll move on to the injectors. Or you know what? Strike that. I think I'm going to move on to the block and just try to clean up where I can get to. I'm going to hopefully get my borescope out. Got that in the other day, and so we'll take a look inside the combustion chambers themselves to see what we can see. I just tried to get some video with my little Klein borescope up inside the valves. They look pretty good. It looked like 3 had some sludge, but nothing that I wouldn't, I guess, anticipate on 230 plus thousand miles. These valves were adjusted. I wasn't really expecting much, but I did clean that out. Here, let's take a look. So, yeah, if you can see, all of our ports are now cleaned out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a little bit of sludge in the backside of 3 per the borescope. We're going to take a look inside the plugs now. Let's get this last injector off. They just have these little metal clips. You don't want to flex them too hard, but you get under one side and you can kind of peel it off. You don't want to drop it, obviously, but if you need to release this other side, that's fine. They look like that. I don't know if that's in frame. Pretty standard unit. And we'll just set that here real quick. And then these have a big old grommet, O-ring on the back here, and this one looked tired and flat. But here's an injector. You can see the crud building up on this one. It's just yeah, bad news bears. So we have our new one here in the bag. We'll just go in and reverse. As you can see, nice clean 4-pin injector. It's got a little alignment dog here, and we just big old nice fatty O-ring. You're just going to want to kind of line it up, give it some pressure. You might find yourself rolling it a little bit to get it to seat, and then that's it. Don't forget your clips. These are high pressure. This rail gets pressurized during ignition sequence, and then you just kind of marry these two together. We'll move it around until she clips on both sides. There she goes. So these have a little bit of play in them. That's okay. I've got the steel gasket cleaned up back there, and she's almost all the way made it up. So let's go ahead and put that on. Got her started, cleaned up, set up against the head there. I'm gonna move the cam a bit here and get you putting that back together. We're back. I got you locked in there. This is as it should be. And I remember there's a port on this end here that is a pain in my rear that I have to kind of reattach. I may do that under the car actually, because there's some stuff I've got to do. So let me just work on getting this actually re-hanging. That would look really neat. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I've got a hose that I've got to figure out still. It was the last hose to come off the intake manifold. It was like super stubborn. And so, anyways, super stubborn. So we got rid of that. More or less uninstalled that. So this plate goes here, goes through. Here's some hardware. Let's get that started. This stuff should go pretty quickly. I didn't lose any hardware. Everything's going back. Where it should go. These are all 12s. Alright folks, I got out of hand there. I recorded like a half hour's worth of me just like buttoning up the intake. We are super close. I'm pretty sure I'm just waiting to see how much oil's going to be in here, so give me a second.
right now sounds pretty good. I just pulled the fuse out of F1, fuse for the ECU. It's stumbling around a little bit still. Yeah, it wants to stumble and stall out. Yeah, it's trying to relearn itself. I'm gonna make a pizza and look up some shit on the internet. It's a big old ass cooking. You know, it just sounds better every time. I don't know. Am I high? Probably. God damn, I think this thing is settling down. It's starting to sound like a Honda. I might just let it run for a little bit here, guys. Wipe it up a little bit as it drips and stuff. Clean it up. No, she came out to see us. It's settling down. I'm gonna button this up, move on to other projects, and I'll drive it down to a shop and see what I can do. This is kicking my butt. Anyways, everything I do makes it better, and at this point, leave it alone, Chia. This car, she's chasing a bumblebee. This car has got a lot of new stuff on it. And I feel like a shop could just be like, oh yeah, dude, that's your flux capacitor, and swap it out, and then I'm done. Maybe it's not that simple. I hope it's not, because, well, that would make me feel stupid. But until then, like I said, we're going to go ahead and kind of move on here, get some other stuff done with the car, save some money, and try to get it down to a shop and have somebody else take a look at it. It might be that, you know, something's gone that I don't know. And just stumbling. It's almost like there's a vacuum leak of some sort. Alright folks, we'll talk to you later.